Steve,
Hey, KW203, how's everybody? Can you hear me? Cool, I'm in the Rick Scott cockpit. This is like amazing to be here. Anyway, so thank you all for being here. We're gonna do our family reunion, know things you need to know before you attend. Because it used to be things you need to know before you go, but it's for everybody going, it's for everybody attending virtually. And let me just make sure I get everybody in. Thank you. People are still joining us, so let's give them a minute to get in.
Do you want me to do that so that you can just focus on talking?
Oh, sure. Can you do it from here? Yeah. The wonderful April Fury is going to help with that. Make sure everybody gets in the room. That's awesome. Okay, so by a show of hands, if you can, or whatever you could do, who's going to family reunion or attending family reunion for the first time?
Sorry.
That's okay.
How do I say message?
Just minimize it. Just there you go. First time. Can't see everybody else's hands. And we have some guests with us today too, two guys who are coming. We'll talk about guests in a minute. That's awesome. So family reunion is going to be a transformational experience for all of you. Trust me. It's an amazing event. I mean, those of you who are here at KW and know KW, we're all about coaching and training, right? We go from one training to the next, right? But we do find time to sell real estate. At family reunion, that's all we do. I mean, we're going to have there are going to be some big sessions with Gary Keller. He's going to do the state of the company, state of the industry address, and then we're going to have a keynote speaker. And there'll probably be some other surprise things happening as well. Could you answer this for me?
Yep.
In the room? Or what is he's probably trying to get in the room. And then we go to breakout sessions. So if you go to familyreunion.kw.com, that's where you all registered. You go on there and you will see the agenda. The agenda is not completely filled out yet because they're literally probably for the next couple of days still organizing and getting all of the breakout sessions coordinated because there are a couple hundred of them. It's going to be amazing. So what I want to talk about today is how to maximize your time there and your efforts there. And there's a couple ways to do that. And one thing that we say, and I'll send this to all of you, I'll send it to everybody. We make a list of these things. So what you need to understand before you go. First thing is go with a goal. Decide now, what is your goal?
That's a text him, so just get me into the phone. He doesn't have his email.
Okay. You go with a goal. What are you going to focus on? Are you deciding to focus on listings? Are you focusing on buyers? Do you want to focus on the luxury segment? Commercial. We decide what your goal is now, because then once the breakouts are all communicated, you're going to want to chart your course. And you're more than welcome to reach out to all of us on the leadership team to help you do that, because we know a lot of the speakers, some of the classes are similar to ones in the past. We can help you with that. So go with a goal. What do you want to learn? What will you seek? And who will you meet? That's another thing we're going to talk about. We'll get to that in a minute. So this is going to sound silly. Dress warm and in layers. Yeah, we're going to Florida. Those of you who are going, we're going to Florida. And it's going to hopefully be nice there. Who knows? But I can tell you that always the convention centers are freezing. They crank the air conditioning because there's going to be 12,000 people there. And it is always chilly when you're sitting there. Trust me, you're going to want to wear layers. So maybe 78 degrees outside, but be prepared to be comfortable when you're inside. And wear comfortable shoes. The Orlando Convention Center is 1 million square feet. Unless they've added on to it, it might be bigger by now, but it's 1 million square feet. And we usually take up a good chunk of it. And you could be walking literally a couple miles in one day from one big session to one breakout and then back and then lunch and then back to a breakout. You can do a lot of walking. So wear comfortable shoes. Don't miss stuff, right? You're going to want to maximize your time there. Sorry to say, those of you who are going, you're not going on vacation. You're going to a convention for a reason. You're spending money and you want to maximize your time, right? And we'll make sure that happens for all of you. There's going to be a trade show usually it's in the center, and there's maps and everything where everything is. There's going to be a trade show, and I can tell you that I've been to the NAR convention a couple times. This convention is larger than NAR, even though we're going to be smaller this year. And the trade show is larger than the trade show at the National Association of Realtors. Everybody wants to be at our convention. And it is overwhelming, truly. And you can get lost just in the trade show itself. And you got to be careful. One thing we talk about is avoid convention brain, right? You get there, you're excited. Oh my God, there's this book, there's that book, there's this piece of technology, there's whatever, this coaching program, whatever, because everybody's there, guys. And we allow, I mean, for the longest time, even Zillow was there, but Zillow doesn't come to our convention anymore. Thank you, but they're not coming. There's all kinds of other tech companies there. Be careful what you do, right? One thing we say is if you're interested in something for your business, do your research, go grab a buddy, get a second opinion, and then decide if you're going to spend that money. Don't dive into things right away. And you're going to want some KW swag, most likely. That's one thing you're going to want to do early. All the KW t-shirts and other things. I know a lot of the ladies get the bling shirts. I mean, get them early because they disappear. Let's see. Breakouts. Again, you're going to chart your course. You're going to know where you want to go. Every once in a while, there's a change in a breakout session, either a location, a room location, or the subject. They will always communicate that within the convention center. They've got digital billboards, and there's always this communication that those things could change. But pay attention to that. Hold on. So you're going to want to know where your next breakout is, because literally, like I said, 1 million square feet, you're going to want to leave time. And 12,000 people, we're very courteous and nice people here at Keller Williams. And yet there's a lot of people marching towards a breakout all at the same time. So make sure you have time to get to what you need to get to. Also, going and doing it virtually, you're going to want to really budget your time, right? See when all the breakouts are that you're going to want to do, and budget your time that you're going to be available. You may have other clients, you're running around, you got stuff going on at home, because a lot of these things are going to happen over the weekend and through Monday. You're going to want to make sure that you're ready to sit down for your breakout so you can absorb all of it. Have a backup session, okay? You're going to decide breakout session number 1, you want to go to maximize your luxury market. As an example, I'm making that up. You're going to want to go to that. And some of the breakouts are more popular than others. And there's a certain maximum seating capacity in all these rooms. And they've really come down on us because Keller Williams is so crazy. I mean, we used to sit in the aisles and stand against the walls, and they don't let us do that anymore. So make sure you get there early so you can get in, but have a backup. Okay, if I can't get to that luxury class, what's the next best one that I want to go to? And it may be a 1/4 mile across the convention center. So be prepared for that as well, okay? But always have a backup for every session that you want to go to. And also, you may get to a session, I mean, we're not perfect, and these speakers are amazing, but trust me, you may get in there and you're like, no, this isn't exactly what I thought they were going to talk about. Let me see, what's my backup? Let me go to that now. And that may happen too. You may be blocked out of getting into one because you didn't get there in time, but you may get there and think, you know what, this is great. I've been here for 10 minutes, but I think I want to go to that other one. So again, be prepared for that and budget your time. Your referral network and networking. So this is for in-person and on the convention platform. You're going to be able to network with agents. Decide, those of you who are virtual, decide what your networking strategy is. Who do you want to connect with? We've had agents in the past who decided, even virtually, they want to find 2 people in every state, because there's a whole white pages of everybody who's attending the convention in person and virtual. You can reach out to all of them and say, hey, I want to connect with you. I want to be your referral partner here in Connecticut. So have a plan to do that and budget your time to do that. Those of you going in person, you're going to be networking your butt off. I mean, everywhere you go, we all have our name tags at the convention. And it says their name, their title, whether they're an agent or what their title is at KW, their market. And you're going to want to pay attention to that as you're roaming around. And then you can also get onto the virtual platform, even though you're there, you're going to be there in person, and network with the people that way. So have a networking strategy. I mean, Kimberly Tapp, Scott, I don't know if you're here. I don't see you. Kimberly, those of you who've been on some of our sessions know that she's a huge networker. Kimberly spends what she needs to spend to go to family reunion every year. Last year, Kimberly made $100,000 just in referrals from her networking at family reunion. So it's a real thing, guys. I mean, we're a huge networking company. So really think about it and have a strategy around it. Maybe, like I said, you want 2 connections in a state. That's going to be hard to do when you're there in person, to make that work. But you're just going to want to network with as many people as you want to and make that connection and follow up with those connections. Send an email that night, get back to your hotel room and send an email that you're just establishing that connection. And then get onto Command and get into the referral network and do it there as well. Okay. We talked about that. Our group dinner, those of you who are going, sorry for you virtual people, I really do miss you, but I told you to come. Our dinner is on the 20th, Sunday night. It starts at 6:30 to 7:30 happy hour at Maggiano's, Little Italy. And then our dinner is from 7:30 till whenever, but it's going to be spectacular. And I know most of you have RSVP'd already to that. COVID protocols. We're taking it very, very seriously there at the convention center. You all know that those of you who are attending, that you have to be vaccinated, not necessarily boosted, but vaccinated and show proof of vaccination. So make sure you have your card. Do not leave home without your card, or at least a picture of it. And that apparently they're going to be doing colored name tags. And I forget what they're called. What are they called? Lanyards that go around your neck with your name and everything. And I don't know the system, but it may be like, green means I'm approachable. Feel free to come right up to me and talk to me and hug me. Purple may mean keep your distance. I want nothing to do with you. I'm freaked out by COVID. So we're going to try to manage it that way as well. So everybody is comfortable, all 12,000 of us. If you would, help the Market Center identify really awesome guests. This is for everybody, really awesome guest speakers. I mean, we and the leadership team, we can't be at all the sessions, but we're going to go to a lot. So think about who was really an awesome presenter and let us know, because we are really trying to stack our training calendar this year of bringing in guest speakers into the Market Center. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention while I have you all here. After family reunion, guys, we're shifting to more along the lines of a 70-30 training calendar, 70% in person, 30% in Zoom. We're ready to get back to normal. I don't know about you guys. So we're going to be doing a lot more in the market centers, and we're going to, again, therefore be bringing in these guest speakers. So please think about who, is great and let us know on the leadership team. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is what again, this may be a little different now in COVID times, but if you're in a session and you think somebody is just awesome, the moment that session breaks, walk up to the stage, find a way to introduce yourself to that speaker, exchange cards, because they're the best of the best internationally now, guys. Make that connection, build your network with those people. That's a huge opportunity that otherwise you would not have. So make that happen. If they're approachable and allowed, we'll see if that's allowed at the convention. Those are my tips. Those of you who have been before, I'm not even sure if I'm seeing it. Linda, did you go to Dallas?
I did.
No, Linda didn't. Can you speak up in your experience? Anybody? Chris?
Yeah.
Anything that I missed?
I think you have good points. The biggest point I took away was
Speak up.
I would set a goal for sure. Know what you're going to go to, review the classes first, and make a plan and go with one focus.
Sure.
And dial in on that.
Do you have an idea what you want to do?
Listings.
So Chris is going to focus on listings. April, what do you want to do?
I think I want to focus more on like how to hire an assistant and what their jobs are.
Great.
I think that's a big thing for me right now, is the tasks that are, appropriate for an assistant.
Great. Well, there definitely will be classes on all of that. Anybody else, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. What do you want to focus on? What are your thoughts going to this? I mean, again, not just attending virtually. What classes, what breakouts do you want to find and go to? Michelle, are you going to speak?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I was going to ask a question.
Go ahead.
When do they release the information about what's available? Like how far in advance so that you can do the planning? I know you said they're working on it now, but
Yeah.
like how much time will you have to kind of plan it?
Oh, you'll have play. I mean, I'm surprised it's not done already. So it should be
Okay.
any day.
Okay.
I'm surprised we don't have.
Yeah, it should be any day.
And the app is awesome.
What's the app?
It really works well. Like you can pick your top 2 or 3 favorite breakouts during that time frame.
Yeah, so the app April's talking about is
Yeah.
KW Events. So look, you'll go to your app store and look for KW events. It is not released yet. Again, that too is about to come out, but on that, you're going to be able to, like April said, you're going to be able to chart your course and select things and know of times, set reminders for times of classes. It's awesome.
Is fruitware required?
Is what? Fruitware.
Yes,
Watermelon.
you're gonna.
If you're a watermelon, I'm gonna be a cherry.
Perfect.
That's very cool. Hey,
I actually heard April from across the room, from
yeah,
across the whole office.
that's awesome. So yeah, people dress up in things at this event. It's kind of crazy, but you know, you want to get noticed, you want to make that connection, you want to make a lasting impression. So anybody else, what are you going to focus on? I want to know. Tell me. You should make it a requirement. Let me know. Suzanne, what do you want to do?
Mine's a question. What are the different categories so I can decide what I want to focus on? I mean, I don't mean the specific breakout sessions, but do they fall into, say, you know, like 4 or 5 categories?
I would, if I can remember, it's definitely listing focus, a buyer focus, you know, single agent focus, team focus, a luxury, commercial. I mean, we do have farm and land at KW. We have a huge presence there in this country, farm and land, international. They will all say, Dana, what they are, right? You know, listing, agent, listing, whatever, and then the title of the breakout.
All right,
You'll be able to decipher it.
then I'll probably do like single agent or listing. I have to decide between those then.
Right, yeah, no, you'll know. You'll totally know. Who else? Who's gonna, what are you gonna focus on? John Mendez, what do you want to do?
Oh, so I'm sorry, I'm driving. I'm focusing mainly on like solo stuff and marketing and listing. And my goal for networking is 250 people in total.
I love that, John. That's great. Oh, and John, to answer your question, negative tests, yes, of course, within 72 hours, negative tests are accepted. Okay. Who else? Tell me what you want to focus on. I want to hear something. I want to make sure that you're going down the right path.
Would there be anything that has to do with cross-state alliances, more than just referrals, but like people who've been successful at doing like north to south, for example?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think I've ever seen that class, but there's definitely going to be networking opportunities around that. And I would say in the trade show area, there's a huge Keller Williams Command Technology section. It's really impressive. It looks like this Apple kind of platform. It's really cool. You may be able to go there and talk to them about some ideas about that and suggestions, Michelle. Who else? Suzanne, you're going to speak.
I am. So I definitely want to focus.
Oh, you got muted.
There
There you go.
So I want to focus on listings and then also expanding my network, which I've been trying to do virtually already. So hopefully there'll be more opportunity for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Tons and tons. Who else? Jonathan Zaromsky, dude. What do you want to focus on when you go down there?
Listings.
Okay.
Listings. I want
game.
to find role play partners. I'm focusing heavily on cold calling. So anything that can get me improved in that, and then networking. I want referral partners as well.
That's great. I like the idea of finding role play partners.
That's a list from Dallas. So those are like examples of breakout sessions.
Oh, okay. All right. So April just shared with me a list from the last family reunion in Dallas 2 years ago. There's just an idea. There's bold, because bold is something that we all have here at Keller Williams, and there are some bold breakouts. Build a powerfully connected business with the KW app. That's a good one. They're going to be tech-oriented breakouts as well. Build a profitable empire with 6 time-tested truths. Build an unbeatable buyer system. Building a business no one wants to leave. That's really for a market center. And career visioning and essentials, that's also more for the market center. There are a few that are going to be for us leadership to go to, but most are for agents. Command your day, command your future. Eventful lead gen, cultivate through client events. That's a great class. Really, they have some amazing agents in this company who do these events that are ridiculous. They get thousands of people to show up at like a circus or a fair that they have in their local town. It's amazing. Generate 1,000 leads per month. Give your agent consultation. That's for me. That's not for you. Industry leading community. Leveraging top tools and techniques for more luxury listings. So the list goes on and on and on. I'm going to tell you, when you first see the list of breakouts, you're gonna just be select, like it's like Christmas, right? You're gonna, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Then you're gonna have to go back to it and refine your list for sure.
Hey, Steve, those breakouts are on the website already. The events agenda,
The breakout sessions are all listed?
at least most of them are.
Oh, well, then that happened since 5 o'clock this morning when I looked. That's good to know. So familyreunion.kw.com, you should be, Frank says if you open up the breakouts, you can see the list. Actually, you know what? I'll look right now. Bear with me.
Those going in person, my only other advice would be to get there early because the rooms do have like max capacity. So when I was in Dallas, there was a time where if you were standing and your butt was not in a seat, there were like security people that were walking around and asking you to leave the room.
Yeah.
So if you're going in person, just make sure you get there sooner rather than later.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah. So as of, I guess today, hold on. The Saturday breakouts are not listed for whatever reason on the 19th, but starting on Sunday, they are. So if you go there and you click on the breakouts, you can start to see them. You can start to find the ones you want to go to now. Thanks, Frank.
Hey, Steve, I had a quick question.
Yes.
First one is this being recorded? Because I can't take notes right now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, great. Second one then being, I guess I kind of like built a kind of a social media presence or authority because of the seminar that I'm hosting on Friday. So to kind of continue that, I guess that momentum going, I want to ask you, is there any social media classes that you would recommend me attending?
You know what?
I
I don't, John, because the titles of them will be different. But when you have the list, we both are looking at the list, I can make some recommendations once I see them for you.
Okay, thank you. That'd be great.
Sure. And a lot of times my recommendations are on the presenter. There's all new presenters too. I've been doing this for 17 years, but I know a lot of the ones that are always presenting, and some of them you can't miss, really. But I'll make some recommendations. Anybody else? Who's excited?
Can you do that for,
Yes. Who's that?
can you do that for all of us? You know, for those
Oh,
of
sure.
us,
Send a list. Absolutely, I can. Yeah.
you know, who
Yep.
don't know who the good speakers are, bad speakers are.
Oh, yeah. There
good
are no bad
subjects.
speakers. There are no bad speakers, but there are some that you just cannot miss. So again, those are the ones you've got. They usually put in a bigger room and you got to get there to get a seat.
So for the, I'm not going, I'm doing virtual.
Yep.
So is there a way for you to highlight which ones are important for?
Sure, I could do that. I could do that. Yep. And there are some different virtual breakouts versus what we're going to see in person. So I'll look at both lists.
Thank you.
Hey, Steve, another quick question, because you keep mentioning leaving early to make sure you have time to get to the other ones. Like, what's the timing between like breakout sessions? Are they all being held at different times, or like all like
Yeah,
round
no.
one of breakouts are at 10:30, round
Yeah.
two are at like 7:45? Like, how's that?
Well, I
sound?
could tell, yeah, sure. So I could tell you on Sunday that when they start to be back to back, the first one ends at 3:15. The next one starts at 3:45. So that's what I was going to say. You have about a half hour to get to your next one. And I have been known, I mean, it happens. You'll see people get up, right? Because sometimes there's Q&A at the end of a session. When the Q&A is happening, people start leaving and they're starting to bolt to the next session. I don't want to scare you and everything, but you have to really be tight with your time and get to these sessions. Those of you who are going to do it from the comfort of your couch, you don't have to worry about it.
Are people carrying like briefcase or bags, crossback, like for business cards and items and stuff like that? Like what
Yep.
are people
Yep.
walking around with?
That has changed over the years. You obviously, you ladies can have a purse of some sort, and I guess they let some backpacks. No,
I've got a watermelon bag.
the last time this has changed, they hand out these clear bags for security reasons, and you're asked to put everything you're going to bring into the convention in that clear bag. That may be the case this time too. But there's a way to carry stuff, Michelle. Yeah.
Hey, Steve, I just, thanks for letting me join this,
Sure.
and join you guys down at Family Reunion. I'll
Sure.
tell you what, I am pumped to get into the luxury listing side of things.
Great, great. So Scott is a guest of ours. Scott, there are going to be amazing luxury breakouts, which you're going to want to pay attention to and go to as many as you can. And on the trade floor, go to the Keller Williams luxury booth. It's not even a booth. It's like this incredible space. It's very luxurious. Go there and network with everybody that's there. There's great learning. And sometimes too, for those of you going, we have these breakout sessions, but then sometimes within the actual trade show itself, there are stages. And on those stages, they have mini sessions. They may only be 15 minutes, but they're great speeches. They're amazing. And there definitely will be stuff going on in the luxury section, Scott.
Awesome.
Cool. Anybody else? Feel free to email me or text me with any questions too. I'm excited for everybody to do this. And those of you who have registered, go talk to a friend, a colleague, somebody else within KW and say, hey, have you registered? You got to do this because it's an opportunity that shouldn't be missed. But any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for being here today. See y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.